Do you like to binge watch TV? Did you know you could binge listen to podcasts? Head over to electronicmediacollective.com, where they have podcasts for days. You like podcasts about wrestling? They have that. Do you like podcasts about TV and film? They have that. Do you like podcasts about horror? EMC has that too. Do you like comedy? Do you like books? Guess what? They've got you covered. Head over to electronicmediacollective.com. Pick your favorite podcast today.
You're listening to Moose's Monster Mash.
Welcome, Horror Hounds, to another all-new episode of Moose's Monster Mash. I'm your host, Moose, and doing things a little different today. No theme, no deep movie dives or anything like that. Just two horror fans hanging out, chatting. We're going to talk music, we're going to talk horror, we're going to talk a little bit of everything. Please welcome my guest for this episode, illAnoize the rapper.
What up?
So, to give listeners a little bit of backstory, we met at a hot dog themed music festival not that long ago, Glizzy Fest. I saw his merch and was like, oh shit, he's a horror fan. And, here we are. So, how you been? How's everything been going?
In general, it depends what you're asking about, my personal life, to be honest with everybody, I don't really care. It's kind of in flames right now, but, I like to be very transparent about that and be very open because I want people to know that it's okay to have shit not be good, it's okay to be figuring shit out, have your life in a transformative phase. So stuff's changing in my life, stuff isn't how I want it, but that's just ammunition for myself to kind of push myself and try and do better, music wise, I guess as an artist, we're never satisfied. So right. I can always be it could always be better. It could always be better. But I mean, to talk about Glizzy Fest, I did a festival in a state that I've never performed in before. That's cool. I'm hitting multiple states, going very different places. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be able to meet new people, to expand my horizons, and to be able to do this in general. And yeah, I'm really just trying to get my footing, and hopefully at some point be able to actually make money off of it. Because
that's everyone's dream.
Again, it's not about the money for me necessarily. I just wish I could make enough so I could focus more on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really about making a bunch of money. I don't care to be rich. I don't care to have the nicest shit. I don't need the best car. I don't need the nicest house. I just want to be able to do what I want to do comfortably, if that makes sense.
But it's kind of the same way I look at doing some of the things I do. It's I don't necessarily care about making a lot of money. I don't want to lose money to do what I want to do. Yeah. Because
to be real, to back into what I was talking about my personal life and music, I've invested a lot of money into this, but it's not I've invested more than I probably should with what I have right now. So I'm trying to rebalance my life. Because I don't turn down opportunities. Even coming out to Glizzy Fest, right? That wasn't really in my budget, to be honest with you. It wasn't. But I found a way to make it happen because I wanted to go out there and do that because I enjoy, performing. I enjoy meeting new people. I don't like turning down opportunities. I don't especially if I commit to an opportunity, to doing something, I'm not going to be I don't, I'm not going to not show up.
Well, and long term, that's how you build your network, and it's how you get on bigger shows, you get the tours, and you get all that stuff. You have to, unfortunately, you have to spend a lot of money at the beginning to invest in yourself, invest in your brand, and it sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It sucks. You spend more money than anybody wants to, and just on a wing and a prayer that it pays off later.
Yeah, and it's something. So I used to let people discourage me. Like, again, I've dealt with a lot of I can talk about it more, but I've dealt with a lot of like personal insecurity, stuff like that I've like really grown and worked with. But like, I used to let, people like, oh, you're spending all this money, you're not making anything. Are you sure you want to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, is it worth it? All this. But at the end of the day, like, I quit for like 5 years. I quit for 5 years. I got in my own head. I was like, oh, this ain't like, I can't do this, blah, blah. But it still dragged me back because it's what I'm passionate about. It's what I express myself. Like, I didn't feel alive for that time,
Yeah.
Like, I literally felt like a shell of myself. And those years I went through some shit too. So it just was like it was not a good time, but I learned a lot from it. But like, no, it's just at the end of the day, I guess it's like, I couldn't quit doing this if I wanted to.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's you found what drives you, and it's it's the reason for getting up in the morning. It's what keeps you moving. It's not to sound corny, but you found your purpose. Your purpose is to make music. Do you remember when you first realized that was what you wanted to do?
So the craziest thing is, when I was like in like I think it was first grade, something like that. I was writing poetry all the way back then. Like I was doing that, and I've always been like good with like English and like school and stuff, right? Like I always used to be able to get my point across, or like like I was well worded. I was like good with just my words. And then I used to do a gaming YouTube and stuff like that. So when I was doing that, I used to watch people doing like montages and shit like that of like gaming videos and stuff like that. And then people were doing their own raps on it and stuff like that. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, I like rap. I'm like, let me see what I can do, And then I realized I was actually good at it, and I've been writing and stuff since I was like 12, 13 years old, and I just enjoyed doing it. And it gave me something to like a way to express myself, because back in like my high school / like middle school years, I was bullied. I'm a nerd. Like I was a nerd back then,
Yep.
But I was a lot more socially awkward, a lot more like, I would say underdeveloped, right? Like I was secluded as a child, and I'm not trying to like trash my like upbringing, but I was like secluded, and like my family doesn't have the best idea of what's going on outside in the world. So I didn't get that development. So I was basically behind everybody, So like it was almost like I was like from a different planet. Like I like didn't have social skills. I didn't have like all this stuff that other people had, and we didn't have money either. So like I had clothes that didn't. I was an overweight kid that had clothes that didn't fit, and I didn't know how to communicate with people. Like
I feel you.
I was just like I was like the outcast, but at the same point, I also was always nice to everybody. So I did make friends, but I still got made fun of. It was weird. It was really weird. Like I was always a nice guy, but it got to a point where it flipped. And I'll be honest with you, it flipped, and I got very angry. Like I got to a point where I got sick and tired of everything, and I got to a point where I hated the world. Like I really hated the world. I hated everybody. I hated the world. I turned into like a vindictive asshole, and that's where a lot of like my angrier music started and everything like that. So I was listening to like Hobson, Tech Nine, everything like that. Through my middle school, high school years, like not fitting in, angry, like rapping like that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I don't want to be like anybody, everything like that, which is okay. It's okay to embrace that side. But what I didn't realize was you still have to relate to people for people to understand you and your music.
I say you can't let it consume you.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like I don't want to hate everybody. I don't hate everybody now. Like I'm not like that. I like relating to people now. I like connecting with people and everything like that. And I understand that not everybody is like the enemy and everything like that. But it's like now my goal is to connect with people that are going through that struggle, that are still are. Even, there's people that are older than me that don't understand themselves and don't understand that,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's our experiences that shape us, but it's up to people to do their own work, their own self-development, their own growth in order to understand themselves and get to that point. And what I realized is, like, I like to do music, and yes, it is my way of like delivering my purpose, but my purpose is to like influence people and to like help them develop themselves and help them understand themselves and help them like grow and and like feel those feelings and to not like understand like it's okay, like you're not alone, it's okay to not be okay, like it's okay to like be this angry, it's, you know what I'm saying, because like it's real shit. And when you're going through that and you're stuck in those emotions, like you don't a lot of times you don't see it, you don't think there's a way out, you don't think that there's somebody else that's going through it, and it's really easy to think like you're the one person that's going through this.
Oh yeah, it's very much tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that. So I realized that, like, because when I realized I'm good at talking to people too and like relating and whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. Like my purpose isn't like necessarily just to make music. It's to like, again, connect with people and reach those people that understand me the way and I understand them. And that's how you actually build like a relationship with people and a fan base and everything like that. And I'm not, saying it's like oh, this is my marketing ploy to make people like me, but it's like, it's the truth, because like, that's what a real fan base is. It's like, that's why like successful artists have a really close relationship with a lot of their fans and have a lot of that because they actually like connect and relate to something,
It's not super personal, but it's more personal than just it's a number on a page. I work security at a lot of shows, so I see how a lot of artists interact with their fans, and it's always interesting to see the dynamic between, I don't want to say the ones who care and the ones who don't, but the ones who go that like extra mile to make it that memorable, almost one-on-one experience, even if it's for like 2 seconds, and those are the moments that like that person in the audience is going to latch onto and, cling to when shit gets rough. They're going to remember that.
100%. Like, you could, okay, so here's the thing. You could have the best hit song. It could be like a fire-ass song. It could be fun. It could be charted and everything like that. And that's cool. But the minute that blows over, ain't nobody going to give a fuck about you if you ain't really connected to somebody.
Right.
But if you deliver a message or you actually engage with somebody at a show or like, have a real like experience with somebody or like that, sure, you might not be on the same scale, 1 or 2 people, but guess what? Those 1 or 2 people are going to listen to your music probably for the rest of their life.
And they're going to tell people, word of mouth is still a thing, and it will either make you or break you.
Yep. Those are the people that actually support, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, and again, it's not like a marketing ploy, but it's the truth. Like, if you want to build actual fans and actual fan base and actual people that want to support you and see you win, have actual communication with people, actual relationships with people, but actually care. Like, there's a difference. There's pretending to care, which some artists do, and I'm not, again, whatever, teach their own. I don't,
you do you. It's all good.
Yeah, the next person does what they're going to do, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like I enjoy connecting with people again too, like on like a real level. So it's like, for me, it's like it's a win-win. Like, I enjoy being able to relate to somebody because guess what? It also makes me not feel so damn alone, because for me, it's like after everything I've been through, like it makes it more worth it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, it's like it makes everything I've been through worth it if I'm able to positively impact somebody in a way or like relate to somebody. Like, I went through this shit that traumatized me, but you know what? I've learned this about myself from that, or I learned like why this impacted me or how I got in this situation. So I could talk to somebody that's either went through it, is going through it, or might go through it and cause a positive impact on somebody's life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you got to take your own experiences and not force it onto somebody, but actually help somebody better themselves or dig themselves out of that mental hole that they're stuck in that, a lot of us know far too well. And I mean, you know it as well as I do. It's once you're in that rut, it is really hard to get out, and Yeah, it's as simple as, okay, you need to just process it and move on. But realistically, it's not that simple.
Never is. It never is.
There are other things you have to, go through. And it's funny because I think that's why horror has become such a big influence and a thing for people, because that's, like, I can't speak for you, but for me, it's always been an escape from, like, the outside. It's like you can just jump into this other world, and it's like, all right, this is fun. It's a nice release.
Yeah, it's like an extreme, but it's a way. That's why it's good. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so different from, like, the actual reality, that it allows you to, again, get out of it. Because, like, not to get off, like, the horror thing was actually too, but it's like, for me, it was video games for a long portion of my life too, because it was like a different world, like, I could go into and it feel like where my problems aren't real, where I'm not getting bullied, where I actually am, like, I feel like I fit in, where I'm good at something, like, so it's the same concept. Again, it's like, and then you find your people that you relate with too with it, and you're like, okay, cool, you like this too. You're like, all right, cool, like, you understand me.
Mm-hmm. In the last week or so, I've gone through, like, your entire YouTube channel, and there's a lot of horror-esque imagery in your videos, whether it's just simple Halloween stuff in the lyrics or anything like that, your artwork. So before we get to all that, where did you first start with horror? Like, what was the first horror movie you remember watching?
And I was watching, like, I was watching horror movies before I should be watching horror movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been, like, like, I grew up watching shit I shouldn't be watching for a very long time, playing games I shouldn't be playing, all that. Man, like, shit, like, it's crazy. Like, I would say, like, the movies that really stuck with me, I still love, like, zombie movies, any zombie movie. Like, Night of the Living Dead, the classic fucking black and white version of that. One of my favorite ones, I'll tell you, my favorite one that really stuck with me is Gremlins. And it's not necessarily scary horror, but it's horror, you know? And so, like, that's probably, like, one of my favorite, like, horror movies, just because of how iconic and it's, like, different, it's different, but it's good. Fright Night, that's a old classic one. Fright Night is a sick. My mom like watched horror and stuff all the time, so she had, like, she watched, again, I watch stuff I shouldn't be watching, but I, like, would be on, like, or whatever, it'd be like, oh, check this out, and, like, okay, like old, like, Abbott and Costello stuff, like, shit like that, like old black and white. Like, I've watched a lot of different shit, man, like a lot of like a lot of different stuff, but I would say at the end of the day, my favorite stuff is definitely like zombie stuff, like anything zombie, like, again, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, all those.
Well, and I mean, that tracks, because, like, like I said, I was going through, all your stuff, and the one video I watched, I think 4 or 5 different times, was Possessed.
Okay.
And, it kind of has that old school vibe. And that one really cemented there's the horror influence in your work. And listeners, I really suggest the link will be in the episode description later, but check out his YouTube page and watch some of these videos. They're fucking amazing.
Appreciate it.
We talked about it at Glizzy Fest. You're a nerd. You're into all this stuff. Why mix the horror with the music?
So so I will say originally I did lean more into it. I'll be honest, like, now I have transitioned a little bit out of it. All right. Like, not like where I don't want to do the horror stuff at all. Like, I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I always have love for, like, horrorcore or anything like that. Originally I got into it because, again, I was angry. I was really fucking mad. Like, I wanted to go into, like, it was like my way of expressing how I felt internally without me becoming a fucking actual psychopath. Like,
right.
without me, because again, I don't really have that in me. Like there's an angry part of me, and don't get me wrong, maybe if like, you know, wrong person on the wrong day, like, you know, I'm generally, I'm like in my Revenge of the Nerd song, like it's like, you know, it's like, but if you decide to be an asshole, I'm gonna punish you like my name was Frank Castle.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm a nice person, and I've been pushed around for a lot in my life, but even the nicest person has their limits. Like I still am guilty of allowing people to push me around sometimes because I have a big heart. I am emotionally intelligent to my own faults. Like I'll be like, oh, I understand why this person is treating me like shit, so I'm gonna let it happen. You know what I'm saying? I understand they're going through this or they went through this, so they're like this way. So I'll make excuses for it, even though it doesn't justify that. But anyways, like, not to get off topic of that, like, so like the horror, like, it just it worked. Like, it's a scene I kind of just like merged into. One of my first artists that I really listened to in like the underground scene. Funny enough, I don't know if you've heard of Donnie Menace.
Yeah.
So I found him like rap battling on like randomly on YouTube and shit like that. And I was like, you know, really young, whatever, watching YouTube videos, stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. And then I ended up finding his music, and, you know, he's more into the horror-esque, and I kind of started getting to that community and like developing what worked for me, you know, and I had influences from him, influences from like Hobson, especially too, like that angry-ish like stuff, like so again, it just mostly came from like my own anger and a couple other artist influences, and just saying shit, like absurd shit too, you know, like I was like, all right, cool, I'm weird, let me say the weirdest shit I can say, let me be that oddball, let me be that person, like fuck it, like why not at this point, why not, let me be the person that people treat me like I am, you know.
Well, and that's some of the, you know, the funnest part about horrorcore and horror movies in general is you can just let loose with, like you said, some of the most absurd shit, and 9 times out of 10 it works. You know, it's a good, especially in the music sense, it's a good release. You know, it's a good way to, you know, clear your head, especially when you are going through a lot of shit personally, and keep you from doing something stupid that you might regret. You're talking about it, you know, which is what every therapist recommends. You're just talking about it with a lot of people.
You know, it's actually it's a healthy way of doing it, and that's what you know, like, I think a lot of people don't understand. The same thing with like video games. Like, I played violent video games. It doesn't mean I'm going to go out and do violent things. It actually is the reverse effect. It actually is like, okay, cool, like, I'm taking this anger out on this game instead of having it bottled up. Like, people don't understand how much shit they carry around with them. Like, honestly, some people don't see how much like emotion that is actually underneath the surface, and like people stay stuck in like cycles of like shit because they're carrying around baggage from years ago of shit that's happened, or anger about their life, stuff like that, because they don't reflect. Because if you don't reflect or you don't let it out, it just sits there under the surface, and it will dictate your whole fucking life if you don't sit and think about it and actually fucking deal with it.
After like a long couple days at work, or like a stressful day at work, I'll pop in Resident Evil or Silent Hill, and you know, I mean, yeah, you're going on a killing spree, but it's relaxing, even with all the puzzles. And Silent Hill is by far my favorite video game of all time. Just the way they put it together. It was, when it came out, it was probably the eeriest game that was developed. It's a healthy outlet to just be like, I'm going to take it out on the zombies.
Yeah.
You know, fuck the world, fuck the zombies. Let's take it out on these guys and move on with my life.
100%. And it's like, again, if you understand, you understand. That's the end of the day. If you really understand, like, and it's nice to see like it grow as more of like an accepted thing. Like, there's a lot more. I think we were talking about this, right? There's a lot more nerds and stuff now. There's a lot more nerds and stuff now than there was before, and it's almost cooler to be a nerd. But now it's like, are you really a nerd? Like, do you really understand this? Like, We
were talking about it It's funny. It's like the nerds are calling out poser nerds now, which, just the thought of that ever occurring, when we were younger is just mind-boggling, because nobody wanted to be that into video games, into horror, comics, any of that shit. But now it's so mainstream. Everybody wants it. You look at how many fans like ICP has now, or like Twisted has now. These guys who were, underground for so long. To be a fan of theirs, you were looked down on. But now everybody's an ICP fan. I'm not saying everybody's an ICP fan, but you get what I'm saying. Everybody's down with the clown. It's like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, and I think, honestly, what a lot of this, like, the reason why it is because it's like a societal shift itself, because it's not just like, the music. It's everybody wants to be the victim nowadays. Everybody wants to be like, I've went through all this. Like, they want to be the underdog, right? Because it's cool to be the underdog now. Now it's cool to be the one that went through all this and did all this, and, like, it's like, oh, I'm different. Like, everybody thinks that's cool now. So now it's more accepted to be different. And it's almost like now it's not different anymore. If that makes sense.
Right.
Like,
so now it's the norm. It's so that shift has been strange to live through.
Yeah, I think for my lifetime, it like literally is like cut it in half. Like, I grew up like being like that weird, like I was like almost want to disown myself, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, no, this is cool now, and I'm like, oh,
since when?
Okay.
I've always been the type to be very unapologetically, this is me, I don't care what I like. And, now it's cool to like essentially everything that I like. It's like, all right, I'm not going to change it, but cool. Where was this? Where was this when I was getting my ass whooped for reading comic books? Or, talking about these damn stories when I was a kid. I've often said horror is the great unifier, because it has something, much like music, it has something for everybody. If you're into the super grotesque, there's films for you. If you're into more of like a whodunit, there's something for you. If you like just slasher, somebody goes out and just kills everybody, hey, that's half the genre, Yeah, and this is why, like, I love talking with people like yourself who are fans of, who do music, who perform music, and are fans of horror, because you get the correlation of both realms. Like, music, it all depends on what you're in the mood for. There's something for you out there. I haven't found anybody who absolutely hates music to the point they will not listen to any sort of music. There's something somebody will listen to. Same thing with horror. Even people who say they don't like horror movies will watch something scary because we like the adrenaline jump.
Yeah, they like the thriller shit more so, probably, opposed to like the spooky horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get you.
It's always fun to watch, and it's always fun to, in the 6 years I've been doing this, learn where everyone kind of falls in the whole, where they like their horror. And you learn it's such a wide spectrum of fans. It is a great fandom to be a part of. And, and I think that's why, horrorcore, like I said, works so well, because they blend great together. The imagery is there, the just the whole vibe is there. Essentially you're doing the same thing. It's you're living out what we're watching on, a TV, you're putting out on stage. We're watching Jason murder a bunch of people on a movie. You might be talking about chopping someone's fucking head off on stage. It's same thing. And
it's a different way of expressing it.
Yeah.
Outlet.
And, now, like you said, you've kind of shifted your, music a little bit. I mean, you've been at this for over a decade.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the people who've been with you the longest, do they have a preference between like the horrorcore stuff and the newer stuff? Or is it just like the whole catalog that they enjoy?
So I'll be honest, like when I first started, I didn't really have too much. I mean, I have people that have stuck around. Like I have my one producer, shout out to my homie J Plus. He's been like with me for the 10 years. Like we've stayed in contact. He produced like multiple. He produced my like Revenge of the Nerd song. He produced that whole album actually. But he also produced like This That with Insane Poetry. Like he's been active in the scene, and so shout out to him. He's big time homie. But like I didn't really have like a fan base a lot in the beginning because I didn't believe in myself a lot, and I didn't like I promoted myself I had people like I had this one homie Christine. She does this page called Support the Underground. She like believed in me for a long time, and she was like one of the first people that really supported me and stuff like that. We don't really talk too much right now. I have nothing like against it. It's just how life goes,
Yeah. Shit, you get busy.
But yeah, we get busy. Like people go on their own paths, will do things. Like it is how it is. Again, like nothing but the best for her. We're still friends and stuff. Like it's just we don't really talk right now. Which again, whatever happens. But anyways, I didn't really have that much of a fan base because again, I didn't believe in myself to the point like I wasn't doing shows when I was younger. Like I did my first show I did, I think I was almost 20. I was up there. I opened up for Twisted Insane, but I was part of a group and I did one show. I was afraid to get in front of people. Like I have social anxiety. Like,
right.
Like I was afraid to get in front of people. Like I didn't start actually performing and shit until I started again. And I did my first like solo performance 2024. Like, but I will say like the responses I've gotten, like people like my horror. It depends what you like. I really do feel like it depends what you like as a personal preference. Like I do have, I'll say newer fans that like some of my older stuff. They like Revenge of the Nerd. They like my angry stuff or anything like that. But I have people that are like, I like when you're getting like deeper. Like the song I just put out, it's called Without You with my my homie HB the Grizzly. It's about like a relationship I went through that really transformed me, and that kind of honestly shaped kind of the path I'm going with music and just who I am in general. But like to answer your question, I will say it is like it depends on who it is. It really depends on who it is. I like both sides. Like I won't stop doing horror music. I won't stop doing that. I like doing those songs. I just don't want to put myself in a box as an artist either.
Yeah.
Because I would hate that for myself because that's literally me just doing what people try to do to me. Like tell me who I am. And like, so there's ways to do the horror songs and like do like my message that I want to do. And I can, it's just, I don't know. It speaks to me still, but I feel like me as a person, I've evolved who I am. So I just kind of try to go with that.
So who does the animations for some of your videos?
Which one? Like which videos? Like
so, like specifically Reaper and Dead to Me.
So Reaper, one of my friends, she does like gaming videos and stuff like that. She just threw that Reaper montage together for me. That's my friend Gabby. She threw that together. Goes like Captain Bree. She threw that together for me just as like a friend thing to do for me. Dead to Me was a random person off Fiverr. Honestly, it was a random person off Fiverr. I was like, I want to do a video thing with this, and I was like, all right, like find somebody. This is what I want. Concept I want. That's all I want. I mean, yeah. I like how it came out. I will say that I like how it did. I think honestly, my personal favorite, and I don't know if you saw this one. Did you just watch the Detention animated video?
I didn't see that one.
Definitely check that one out. That one was done by Nob Imp Gang. I know. It's part of like GMO's crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was a really cool guy. He made that video for me. I put it out a few years after. Like I quit after I had the video made, and then I put it out a few years later before I even came back. But that song "Detention," it's really an important song to me. I don't know if you've heard the song. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's basically about being trapped in your own mind, like like with your depression.
Yeah. So the reason I brought up the other two videos is they stuck out for separate reasons. Reaper has this like kind of like dark anime style to it that it's almost like a Gorillaz video, but with a dark twist. You know,
I can see that. I can see where. Yeah,
and it's I've always I have a soft spot for like animated horror, and animated horror done well is phenomenal. And the montage in Reaper is, it portrays the song very well, and the imagery is striking, and that's that's goes along the lines with why people like horror. Is it has that very just striking image that you look at and you're like, that's what it's from. I know that. Dead to me, I love for a completely different reason. It reminds me of like an old rotoscope video. It's so simple, but it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cemetery. There's ghosts. There's, it's so simple, but it looks so good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how that came out.
So before we wrap this up, because it's been a long day for both of us,
yeah.
If you had the chance to put a song on any horror franchise, what would it be?
Oh man. So just put it on any. Oh, man. Like, that's a good question. It's just like a question that like is like you want like movies, right?
Yeah. Or I mean, if you got like a character in mind that you think that you would put like a soundtrack to, because like, so for example, Ice Nine Kills just did that thing with Terrifier. You're seeing rap and rock and metal pop up more and more in horror because, again, everything's going more mainstream. So, like, if you could pick a movie or a character like Pennywise or something like that you could basically hit your music to, and there's that instant connection of it's illAnoise and X, what would X be?
So it's not a specific character, but I'm gonna kind of go back to my general, what I was saying of like zombie stuff, because I love zombie shit. Like I've had like a song in my head of like just like a horde, like it's like a horde of zombies coming, and like I've been wanting to like do like a like almost like a, I've done a song called Zombie, but like almost like a like just a raw ass like zombie soundtrack,
That'd be pretty dope.
Like like something that you could not even just play in a movie, but play in a video game of like Beware the Horde type shit, and it's like, so I'm like, you can't, because I love horror, and like I watch I watch like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, but like it's zombie movies that I've really like. I love not just the movies, like the games, like all the Left 4 Dead, like like
zombies are great.
Yeah, like it's just hard to like fit an emotion to it because there's just corpses coming to eat you. But like, I guess in a way, like, not to go off topic, but I had an idea at one point, like for like a zombie storyline, and it's like when zombies come back to life, like they do like what they used to do, but like they act like their innermost stuff they used to hide or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like something like deep within, some like psychological shit. So maybe it'd be like some psychological song with zombies, some shit like, like it would definitely have to be something outside the box.
Yeah. No, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I would go with. I was gonna, oddly enough, what randomly came to my mind when we were talking, I want to bring it up when you're talking about movies I've seen. Tremors. Tremors is a classic as well.
Yes.
I want to bring up Tremors. I love Tremors, and I was like, if I say Tremors, like, how am I gonna do like a song like, watch out for the worms, like,
watch out for that giant worm.
Hide your girl. Watch out for the giant worm.
Where can listeners follow you on social media to keep up with everything you got going on?
Generally, I try to update my IG, which is, official illAnoise. I don't like giving my personal out to people, but I am active on there more. If you have my government name, you know where to find me. I'm on there a lot. I post on there a lot. My illAnoise Facebook page, my manager updates that a decent amount, so you can contact me on there, find me on there. I try to be as available as I can, but being transparent, I'm not the best at it yet. Being fully transparent, I'm not. And again, like, I like to be that person. I like to be transparent. I like to be like, look, I'm a human being. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, and as an artist, yes, we need to like make ourselves a little bit more accessible, a little bit more important. But I'm just being real with where I'm at. But yes, IG, Facebook, obviously. Listening wise, I'm on everything. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Spotify. I'm on, obviously, I got YouTube. So definitely, honestly, however y'all want to listen to it, I appreciate the support regardless.
Listeners, like always, those links will be in the episode description. And you can find me and other great podcasters over at electronicmediacollective.com. You can find me on Facebook at Moose's Monster Mash and on YouTube at Moose Media Inc. Need to thank our sponsors, Greenlight Naturals and Ink Union Tattoo Company. This has been great. Can't wait until we have a chance to work together again.
I look forward to it.
And definitely have you back on sometime and maybe do a deep dive into Tremors, because I think that'll be fun.
It would be fun. I would love to talk about it more. I need to watch them again, because I've seen, a lot of people know about like the first or second. Like, there's a lot of Tremors movies, actually.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch them now. They get a little weirder as you go through it, but it's okay.
It kind of has to. It started out weird. There's only one way you could go for in that realm.
Yeah, with giant fucking earthworms, yeah.
Right. Like, come on now. But check out his music. Check out his YouTube. It's illAnoise the Rapper, illAnoiseOfficial on almost everything. And
lowercase I, capital A.
Don't spell it like the state.
Don't. It's pronounced how you shouldn't pronounce the state. That's the joke, because a lot of people call illAnoise. So I'm like,
yeah.
let me just illAnoise, because, piss off people.
And until next time, Horror Hounds, mash on.
This has been Moose's Monster Mash. Come back for more chills and thrills if you dare.